my last live stream proved that the Super Chat drive asked for money using a lie to back it. That lie was that Katie struck Leslie's channel under false pretenses. So now I'll prove that, then give you reasons why the community should care that this happened. Before we start, anyone that would want to prove my points wrong would respond with counterpoints to my points, not with lies and insults on a social media frenzy, right? These are Leslie's videos that were removed in violation of YouTube due to her playing TV shows on her channel. Content creators are allowed to file strikes if another creator breaks terms of service. So the question is, did Leslie deserve to be struck in her video about Katie? The answer is a resounding yes. While some creators may not file strikes when other creators bring up a child's illness, medical conditions, or other subjects, it's up to the creator if it's harassment and not a documentary, instructional video, educational, or etc. Katie false striking Leslie was the premise for the Super Chat drive. With people angry at Katie already, it made Leslie's audience, who is made up of a good portion of Katie's audience, pay attention to Steve. They considered him a good guy right off the bat since he was helping Leslie after the big bad YouTuber silenced her. Knowing that it was Leslie's fault that her video went down would have changed this whole situation. People may not have donated knowing Leslie was down due to her own actions. Also, since this whole thing was misrepresented, Katie was used as a bit of clickbait to get more people to watch and care about the issue. Also, here are some more general criticisms. 1. If Katie's name wasn't used, they wouldn't have as many donations. 2. This issue wouldn't have received as much attention. 3. It is a YouTube no-no, and it's disrespectful to all the communities involved. 4. It's being deceptive. 5. It's not doing your due diligence if Leslie is down due to her own actions. 6. It's playing off of people's emotions and outrage. 7. It proves that those involved are willing to play the blame game for gain. Also, other revelations shook the community after those involved started releasing evidence surrounding the Super Chat situation. The video that Stephen Leslie claimed was struck by Katie was still up on Leslie's channel, which doesn't happen for community strikes, and her Social Blade data didn't show the video deleted, obviously because it was still up. So the community started doubting whether Leslie even had a community strike to begin with from Katie or at all. These are valid points. It's normal for us to ask a YouTuber about things like this when these kind of issues come up. The picture on the left is Steve admitting that he and Leslie did not check before they blamed Katie. Let's go ahead and take a look at the Social Blade data a little closer. On the day that Leslie claims the strike happened, there is no data to indicate that the video was removed. The most interesting point is that after I started asking these questions, Leslie did two things. She deleted the video. Remember, this is the video that she claims was down the entire time with a community strike. And she also released a screenshot of a strike sent from YouTube. If you look here, it says, or a temporary penalty to you account. I've searched for picture after picture of community strike. I have yet to find an example of a community strike having spelling errors. Also, everyone I've talked to says Social Blade should have shown the removal if it happened, and I agree. When I bring this up, they both accuse me of accusing them of things. That simply isn't true. I just want the truth to come out, and it is my job to bring these things up. One thing that has surprised me about this situation is how quickly they turned on me after I started asking questions. So you'll ask me, does this mean that the screenshot is fake? I don't know. You'll have to make up your own mind on that after watching this whole video. I'd like to bring up one other thing though. If we look down on the image where it says the impact of strikes, you'll notice the letters are not bold. This also doesn't happen in other emails from YouTube. Lastly, in a live stream, Leslie showed us the email from her phone. And at the top in the sender line, it said YouTube creators. I have asked every creator that I can, and all of our strikes have come from YouTube, from an email containing do not reply. So since Leslie is saying that they are still real after seeing all of this, let's ask ourselves, what if? What if they are real? What if they aren't? Just so we know which way to go in case we ever get a definitive answer. If they are fake, well, if Leslie faked these emails, the only reason I can think is because she must not have watched my video or misheard what my issue was. I guess she could have faked these because they had done this super chat drive and felt that people would be angry. It's really all I can come up with. It wouldn't have been the end of the world if she would have come out to tell us what had happened in this case, of course. Maybe somebody pressured her into doing it, thinking it would sway the community. I'm not sure. If they are real, well, if they're real, it means that not only did YouTube have an extremely rare error by misspelling words in an email that was written by a bot, but also that Social Blade encountered a very rare error by not logging the loss of views on her channel. Also, YouTube would have experienced the most rare error I have ever heard of by allowing a video that was struck by a community strike of that kind, harassment, to stay up on her channel gaining views and ad revenue, which it was and getting a lot of, when every other creator would have had their video go down instantly and not come back up without an appeal. Some other points worth mentioning. At the same time this issue is coming to a head, Steve starts telling people that I'm bullying Leslie. Leslie and her sisters start putting me down for things that they were fine with just days before, and a group of people out on Twitter and YouTube start trolling me around the fact that I'm bullying a mother of 6. I am not bullying anyone, and my content stands for itself. Everyone is fine with me looking into these situations while I'm looking away from them. But as soon as I look toward them, they turn a 180 and prepare their audience against me. As I was editing this video, a few things were brought to my attention. This is happening in real time, pretty much, so just bear with me. Leslie put out the admission that confirmed everything I was saying up to now. She said, I think my video was done on the 25th, I'm not sure. At some point, they reviewed it. I assumed I couldn't do anything while under review. To me, these details don't matter. I just know I lost the ability to use my channel and can't live stream. I didn't see the email, so no one knew exactly what was happening, but because a post came out where Katie instructed people to mass report my channel, and a mod of hers came out forward showing a message from Katie where Katie asked if she had trolls that could mass report. Leslie says that this doesn't mean anything, and Steve has said this too. Maybe not to you, but here on the internet, when you blame another creator for taking down your channel and then have the gall to do a super chat stream that is based on this fact, it does matter. It abuses the very community that you are calling out for donations. Steve and Leslie know this. Imagine if the title wasn't aimed at Katie and was Christmas Super Chat Drive for Leslie. I can guarantee you that they wouldn't have had a portion of the views, or that this situation wouldn't have blown up like it has. After my last stream, Steve decided to take to social media for one of the most insane breakdowns the internet has ever seen. He said that my military service now doesn't matter, because after questioning him and Leslie over this, I lost all my honor. Go watch my stream that I did and then ask yourself why he would say this. This is false. He's only saying it because he is evil and lost his way. After attacking Katie for 7 months, very carefully showing the audience cultivated narratives leading them on what to think and how to act toward the situation, he then takes a grip on all of his false power and tries his best to turn people against me like any dictator of a falling empire would. Don't let people see anyone else's opinion, because since they lost their military honor and since they are horrible, the facts they put out and the truth that they speak just doesn't matter. Loss of a fallen comrade. Spelled wrong though. UNIRock has no honor and is a disgrace to the service. When he got a pushback on this, he decided that he would go even lower and accuse me of being a criminal instead, saying in this post on Facebook, the guy who bullied Leslie Bass off the internet for a while has quite the rap sheet. Forgery, ? Identity theft, ? Domestic violence. Notice the question marks? I've never had anything at all more than a traffic ticket, never gone to jail or prison, or had any trouble at all. He has no evidence of what he's saying, but he also knows this. I would normally not even include this in a video, but because it shows who Steve McRae really is, I will include this because it shows that he is the bully. He does these things on Facebook and then instantly, within seconds sometimes, over on Twitter, the same allegation pops right up and gets retweeted around by the same group of people. Amazingly, Cheshire also chimed in accusing me of all the same things, including bullying Leslie. If my videos are bullying in any way, then what is Steve? But he did this to incite a social justice mob. He did this to steer people away from me, knowing that I had found the truth about their scam. He even just went live as I was finishing this and admitted that the email I just showed you was fake all along. Ironically, there is a group of people that follow Steve around. What they end up doing is worse than trolling. They troll like him. I called them the Steve McHaters. I always wondered why Steve kept them around, always discussing them and responding to them, keeping them in the fold and asking others to respond for him so that he didn't have to give them attention. Now I know why he keeps them around. They sit around and accuse him of horrible things so that people feel bad for Steve. They, in a way, are a social justice warrior's shield. Anytime he does something horribly wrong, they get involved and troll, and it allows Steve to retreat to sock accounts and to his own accounts, only when he's angry enough to lash out with false allegations of lost service or crimes that don't exist. I just read his last post about Katie. It said that she false struck one of his videos, so she deserved to be exposed by him forever. Well, it turns out that video is nothing but Katie's own content rearranged a little bit with no commentary. Now that it's down, he can lie to you and tell you that she false struck him when in all reality, she can strike somebody who steals her content if she wants. All in all, I don't care what he says or does to me. Obviously, he would have passed the test if he would have remained neutral and allowed me to give him the light criticism that I gave him days ago when all of this started in my first video criticizing him. Instead, it drove him mad enough to show us all what he really is. I didn't bully Leslie or anyone else. Proof is in my videos. I didn't team up with Katie. I only want to give you the truth of this horrible situation. So here it is. Steve can't get to Kyle Curtis, so he chose one of Kyle's friends. Ironically, the one of them that apologized to him. He harassed her over a period of 6 months. I went and looked and counted myself. He very slowly and carefully pushed her until he could pick at certain things that she said to twist them to use against her and push her to panic and fight back. And when she did, he cried social justice crybaby. But as he continually pushed her harder and harder, he desired more and more, as all evil actions do. When he didn't get enough of what he wanted and people started to turn away and ignore him, he reached out to Leslie Bass and manipulated her the same way he tried to manipulate me. Most likely, Steve is the one that convinced her that she couldn't stream and that it was okay to do a super chat drive. Leslie, being new to YouTube, agreed, and now here we are. So yes, I'm saying it's not Leslie's fault, and Leslie, I've said it the whole time. The sick thing is, after I release this video, he will probably turn on Leslie and throw her under the bus. And when he does, I'll be here and I'll stand up for her too, eventually. I'm not against her, or anyone else for that matter. I have done my job. I was asked to come in. I have gotten to the root of the problem. Can I criticize Katie? Yeah, I already have. I'll be uploading another video, but it'll come in at least a month, because I'm leaving this stupid situation. Some of you will want to ask me how I feel about Steve after this, and I don't want to talk about him ever again, so I'll tell you how I feel now. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. And once one has rabies, you can't cure it. It'll just fester forever and ever. as they foam and drip from the mouth. UNIRock out.
I don't know when I can go live again. I have not received an email to let me know when I can go live again. Okay, you guys, I'm literally doing Black Friday shopping right now, but I cannot live stream because I got hit with like a copyright.
Yes, you're